So here, these are just points that you need to remember about what the condenser does and how it operates. Because when they ask you some of these questions, they're going to use keywords that can be confusing. Okay? When it talks about refrigeration, evaporator is the desired output. That's the refrigeration effect. When it's talking about heat pump, like your heat pump to in your homes, your heaters, condenser is the desired effect. All right? And I told you that there's a relationship between the COP ref and the COP HP. You just have to add one, right? One is this plus one. All right. Okay, you can never have an efficiency more than one. Okay, so pretty much nothing much in this slide. Okay, so now techniques to solve energy balance problems. So we're almost done, right? We have just maybe 20 slides left. Techniques, right? So let's maybe even find a way to review what we've looked at previously. So what we're dealing with is just transfer of energy from one unit to the other. Do we take heat in? Do we take it out? All that fun stuff, right? The general process is the same as what we talked about yesterday about energy transfer. Okay. The first thing we have to do in this step is to analyze the type of cycle. If the question describes to you things, your knowledge of what cycle is what cycle would help you know, okay, this is the system I'm dealing with here, so I understand what I'm doing. Okay, because if you don't understand the system and you cannot list the factors and the units there, you're going to be overwhelmed. All right. So then you now have to zone into now determine, okay, so which of the units are they describing, so that I can now focus my energy on to solve for which one is the point of interest where the energy transfer is going on. If they mention anything about the compressor, you go to the pump where the pump or the compressor is. Okay, and then the second step is now for you to list the factors affecting the energy transfer. Okay, was heat added? Was heat taken away in the system? Was there an isentropic movement along the pH diagram? Okay, so knowing the unit will now help you determine what factors affect it. Was there a potential energy change, or was there like a kinetic energy change in the system? So basically, step 2 means what is the energy equation and what things affect what I'm trying to solve for in the energy equation. All right. So we all assume steady state conditions like we talked about. So M prime will be equals to M in will be equals to M out. Okay. And dynamic conditions will indicate that flow is either rising or falling over a time frame, and we're not dealing with those kind of systems in the PA exam, right? We need sophisticated softwares to solve them. All right. So one thing that I'm going to tell you is units. Some of the questions in this manual, or that we even have in this stuff, you have to be careful about your units. Sometimes you're doing the conversions like Joule, the Joule conversion, the Joule factor. When you're trying to do stuff in terms of convert stuff to velocities, you have to make sure that your conversion factors and your units are like on point in the exam. Okay, so get familiar with what the Joule constant is, depending on what you need to substitute for or change in your equation. Understand how kilowatts relates to kilojoules and the different units of kilowatts of energy. It's very crucial, and we're going to see that as we move on. Okay, and then like I said, set up the energy balance, figure out what is in and what is out, like what is the in stream and the out stream, and then you now do your simple math and then you get your problem, right? And then sometimes they give a question where once you figure out the system, they ask you a question for scale up, right? When they ask you a scale up problem, the first step is to solve the problem like there's no scale up, and then you now solve the problem with scale up. And then from the examples we did yesterday, you could see that all you need to do is just apply a ratio, understand the ratio thing going on, and then you now apply it to this for the scale up process, right? And then the scale up they mean is in terms of like, okay, we solve everything in terms of specific enthalpy, specific this, specific that. And then when we're done, what is the mass flow rate? What's the flow rate in the system? If it's volumetric or is mass based, you then multiply it to get your final answer. All right.